Hey everybody, today we're going to be talking about red light therapy and the benefits of it. I'll be covering all about the blood flow and then also becoming more about just the mitochondria and pain relief. But right here we have a red light device, and I'll turn it on really fast to kind of see it. And it's pretty bright. And what's cool about this is that this produces red light and near infrared, so it combines different wavelengths. But one of the main benefits of red light therapy is that it helps produce nitric oxide. So why is nitric oxide so important? Well, nitric oxide is one of the main vasodilators. So what a vasodilator is that it helps relax the arteries and veins to allow blood flow to flow through easier. So why is that important? Well, blood flow is important because it helps transport nutrients and oxygen, which is really important for every cell in your body. And as well, which is interesting, is that every single organ in your body is regulated, which means it needs a certain amount of blood and oxygen nutrients. But what happens though is that your brain and your heart take number one priority. So what happens is if your body has an opportunity to use more blood for the brain and heart, it's going to, which means other parts of your body is going to have less blood flow. This is also why people will take nitric oxide to work when working out. That way the body will have enough so they can put more blood to the muscles. So by increasing nitric oxide, you're going to have more blood and nutrients to all the different organs in your body, all the blood in your body. And as well, this is also really good as you age, because the reason why is that as you age, your arteries tend to actually stiffen up, which means it's harder for blood to flow to that area. So if you have more nitric oxide, not only will the blood flow easier through the blood, but also the arteries and your veins are made of epithelial tissue, which consists of like collagen and the elastic fibers. And red light helps actually produce collagen, which means that your arteries will stiffen up at a slower rate, which means the combination of nitric oxide and the combination of having healthier and more elastic arteries and veins is going to make sure that your blood flow is optimal throughout your life, and it's going to potentially reduce the chances of attracting any kind of cardiovascular disease or symptoms. Now also to talk more about actually the mitochondria and more about pain relief.
That was great, Matthew.
Thank you.
That was great. So relating to what photobiomodulation also can do, does relate to the mitochondria and as well the lymphatic system. The same with what he said with the arteries, it can help with lymphatic flow. So regarding the mitochondria, if we've heard in some of our science classes about that electron transport chain, all of those chains of different sets of proteins along that membrane, the double membrane of the mitochondria. There's relationships with the fourth and even to the fifth part of what are called these cytochromes. These cytochromes have enzymes. The mitochondria, chromophores, chrome for color, they're going to actually stimulate specifically the fifth cytochrome of the mitochondria. This is also known as the ATP ACE, enzymatic activity that actually helps stimulate the ATP, stimulate the hydrogen ions to act as literally a pump or a physical well to help move the ions. This creates general energy so that the cellular processes can perform better. So everything he said can be helped because also the mitochondria get stimulated because of the mitochondrial chromophores. So specifically, there's also relations to stimulate the mitochondria in highly mitochondrial dense organs, such as the brain. Here comes transcranial photobiomodulation, the device Matthew was putting on his head, known as the Violites. This is now in research for certain issues, traumatic to even minor brain issues. Everything from concussions to actually traumatic brain injuries. So specifically, some research has came about on transcranial stimulation. After about 8 weeks, there has been shown an increase in perfusion. The blood flow to the brain is stimulated and staying into the actual brain for longer periods, with shown increase in perfusion frontal lobe, temporal lobe, occipital lobe, and this is going to actually help stimulate structures of the actual hippocampal area. So whereas memory, attention time have been shown in research with this photobiomodulation on the actual cranium to possibly help with memory and attention because possibly of the perfusion. So the highly dense mitochondrial organs such as the brain is going to help by getting the actual photobiomodulation to the actual brain. Other components of what we love about photobiomodulation, and what you might too, is the possible analgesia effect because of the actual what photobiomodulation can do on nitric oxide. Because blood is a huge part of how our nervous system wants to interact, if you get ischemia, lack of blood supply issues, you might result in some painful issues. So therefore, painful joints, painful muscles, painful other connective tissue, photobiomodulation is in a huge impact on why you might want to consider getting one or consider going to a local health clinic to use photobiomodulation because of its impact on pain. It's a potent analgesia, and that is a huge reason why you want to be using some photobiomodulation.
So in summary, photobiomodulation is going to help with nitric oxide production, it's going to help with overall blood transport, as well as it's going to help with your mitochondria health to improve the efficiency, as well it's going to help us reduce pain, and it's also going to help you feel great. And one cool side, you have a nice big red light in your house, which is kind of cool. Anyways, thank you for watching, have an amazing day, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
See you guys.